guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina, otherwise known as Sinfulpluto, and today we are doing August predictions for air signs, starting with Libra and ending with Gemini. So this may apply to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone, and that's okay. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest that doesn't. And I think that's it. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at sinfulpluto.com. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with you, Libra. See what's going on for you in August. I hope you're doing well, Libra. I hope that Leo season has been treating you nicely so far. We'll take that one then. Okay, so we have a card that fell out. We have the star reversed. Okay, so maybe taking matters into your own hands, or maybe feeling a little bit directionless in your life. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords, maybe feeling trapped or stuck in your own mind, feeling powerless, feeling like the world is against you maybe. We have the Two of Swords reversed, perhaps being in denial of something and kind of having to deal with whatever it is that you don't want to deal with. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Interesting. Okay, cool. So, Libra, it seems as though you need to start taking matters into your own hands and start planning and strategizing how you want to get to a certain point in your life, if that kind of makes sense. It kind of seems as though you've reached a point in your life where you might be feeling really stuck with this Eight of Swords, really trapped and imprisoned, feeling like, you know, just kind of sitting back and watching the things happen in your life and not really taking any sort of action. There's a sense of complacency and passivity within you, kind of just, again, accepting your fate and just letting life happen to you rather than deciding what to do with the circumstances that are presented to you in your life. Is that gonna make sense? It's a lot of like, I feel feeling like a victim, again, feeling powerless, feeling helpless, and kind of disempowering yourself within a situation and thinking you have absolutely no choice or power in a given situation when that's just not the case at all. And then the Two of Swords reversed, this kind of talks about coming to the realization that you do have power and you can take matters into your own hands. You just might not be seeing that quite yet, or it could also be like it's something that's in the back of your mind, but it may be easier to feel like a victim. It might feel easier to kind of just blame the rest of the world for your problems, blame external circumstances for the way that you're feeling, or blame, you know, everything outside of you for whatever it is that is going on in your life. And so with the Star card reversed, this is kind of saying that you really need to start taking matters into your own hands and start really planning and putting yourself out there and taking initiative in your own life rather than just being passive and complacent in your own circumstances. If there's something that you don't like, find a way to adjust that or improve that, or do something to change your perspective on the situation, you know, rather than just like sitting there and blaming the world or blaming other people or whatever the case might be. You know, you have a lot more power in your hands than you might realize, and a lot more power than you may have convinced yourself. And with this Knight of Pentacles, this is saying that, yeah, progress is likely going to be a little bit slow, but as long as you're consistent, you're going to get the results that you want. And with the Eight of Swords, it could be that maybe you feel trapped by how slow things are going in your life. But the thing is that you're making progress nonetheless, you know? Building a strong foundation, a lot of the time, it can take some time. It takes commitment and consistency in order to build a strong foundation, which is essentially what you need to be doing with this Ace of Pentacles upright. You know, building a strong foundation, you know, that's the opportunity to build something solid and really stable and secure within your own life, but you have to take the initiative to do so. And also, maybe for some of you, you can like reach out to people and ask for their help or their guidance or their assistance or just their advice in general, or maybe even just like their support. And with this Four of Cups, it kind of, again, it kind of just looks like planning and strategizing what your next move is going to be and what you can do, because it kind of looks like he is looking down at this scroll and is just trying to figure out what his next move should be. And he's alone in his room, so it's almost like, you know, not allowing any external things to distract you from this planning or from whatever it is that you're trying to do, from strategizing and taking initiative in your own life. But this really kind of reads to me as needing to take initiative in your own life, needing to take the power back rather than kind of giving it away and putting yourself in a disempowered position. You know, you have a lot, like I said earlier, you have a lot more power than you realize, or than you may have been convinced, or that you have convinced yourself. And with the Four of Cups, this could also be that maybe you feel indifferent to the changes in your life, or you feel indifferent to ways in which you can help yourself, because it's just so easy and instantly gratifying to just feel bad for yourself and to blame the world, like I mentioned earlier. So if that's the case, you know, it's important that you step out of that mindset so that you can make the necessary changes for yourself. You know, Libra, I really feel like it's time to step up your game and realize that if there's something that you want, you have to go out and get it. If there's something that you want to pursue, then go for it. You know, it's not going to fall into your lap. Things aren't, you know, it's not always going to be easy. It's likely going to be a long road, and it's probably going to feel really tedious and boring, and there are probably going to be a lot of things that you don't really want to do just because they are boring and they're not very instantly gratifying, but the results will accumulate over time, and you'll realize that your work wasn't for nothing. It pays off at the end of the day, but you just won't see it right away. So it's, you know, it's up to you whether you're willing to make that sort of commitment with whatever it is that you choose to do, you know? So ultimately the choice is yours, what you how you wish to approach these. The cards are just saying, you know, it might be time for you to really kind of stop trying to coddle yourself and expect other people to coddle you, and take the proper initiative in your life with whatever it is that you want to do or pursue, or whatever it is that you need to do or pursue. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope that resonates. I hope you were able to get something out of this. And with that being said, I will talk to you later. Bye. Hey, Aquarius. Before I get into your reading, if you hear any noise in the background, people are cutting the grass in my neighborhood, so sorry for that. The show must go on, loves. So let's just see what's going on for you in August 2020. Wait, can you? Okay. Alright, what's going on for Aquarius in August 2020? Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. That card quickly popped out. So we have the Six of Swords, transition, moving forward with something, moving away from something. Okay, we have Judgment reversed, Three of Wands, King of Swords, Eight of Cups reversed, and then Temperance reversed. And then bottom of the deck is the Empress. So maybe you are coming through as the Empress energy, someone who's very abundant, beautiful, creative, bountiful, plentiful. All right, so it seems as though Aquarius, it seems like you're in a time of transition for August. August might be really, you might experience like I don't want to say like a shift, but like you might be moving forward with something, or you need to walk away from something, but you might have a little bit of trouble doing that because of this Eight of Cups reversed here. There's a hesitance in moving forward, and you might be in a situation where you're not really happy. You know that you're not happy within a given situation, but you don't know whether you want to walk away from it for some reason or another. Like there's still that uncertainty of whether or not you want to move away from things, or if you want to try to work things out, or things along those lines. But with the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands, it kind of seems as though it is time to move forward. It is time to look ahead and start planning out your future and acting on what you want to live out for your future and with your future. It kind of seems that maybe for some of you, you are waiting for someone or something to catch up to you, you know, in hopes that you can take it with you on this journey of transition and, you know, moving forward into this next chapter in your life. But the thing is like, if it's in the past, then it's probably supposed to stay in the past. And if you're waiting for something to catch up to you, you know, that kind of begs the question, is this something that you really want to bring with you in the future? Because how do you know if it's going to propel you or if it is just going to hold you back, and if it's going to continue making you wait all of the time? You know, like, is it going to delay your progress in some sort of way? If you try to keep this thing in your life, is it just always going to be one of those things where you're always waiting for it to catch up to you and reach your level? I am so sorry for the noise, oh my god. So that's kind of what this is showing me here. And then Judgment reversed. Maybe this is something that you have been trying to avoid, not wanting to face. Maybe this is something that you have been trying to hide away from or delay as long as possible. But it seems like, you know, the time is now to start doing something and to start planning ahead and strategizing what it is that you want to do with your future, what it is that you want to live out, essentially. How do you want to act on this Empress energy here? Maybe you need to be cutting someone off who is an Empress in your life, right? Maybe this person has become too much for some reason. Maybe they are too needy or too clingy onto you for your liking, or, you know, maybe they rely on you a little bit too much. You know, maybe they have some sort of unhealthy attachment to you that, you know, maybe it needs to be cut. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, a lot of this looks like planning, needing to plan for your future, looking into the future, and allowing yourself to be free from a situation, whatever that might be, whether it's free from something within a relationship, or with being free from a job, or being free from a certain household or a certain environment, whatever that might be for you. Or even a certain thought process, a certain mindset, you know, allowing yourself to spread your wings and put yourself out there rather than being stuck within your comfort zone. Because it seems like your comfort zone is no longer making you happy. That much is very clear. It seems like you have outgrown it, but at the same time, part of you kind of doesn't want to walk away from that because it is comfortable and it is familiar and it provides like a sense of security for you, if that kind of makes sense. So it seems like you kind of need to start working away from that and thinking how you want to create, like thinking what future you want to create yourself, what reality you want to start living, and how are you going to reach that point in your life? How are you going to start doing that? So it's important for you to start thinking long-term rather than short-term gratification at this time. Temperance reverse. This kind of talks about something being out of balance in your life. Maybe placing too much value on the past or on the familiar. I want to clarify that card. So what does this Temperance reverse mean? What does Temperance reverse mean? It could be like a lack of moderation, or maybe questioning your purpose in some way. Questioning if it's the right path for you. Maybe you're not very grounded in your reality. Maybe that was too many cards. All right, what does this Temperance reversed mean? All right. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, it has to do with some sort of balance. Two of Swords reversed. This is so interesting. Two of Swords reversed talks about like being in denial of something, not wanting to face the truth of something. And like, if you look at the Temperance card, she has like her hair in the water is kind of what it looks like. So it's almost like maybe you digging your head in the sand, not wanting to deal with something, not wanting to face the reality of a situation, not wanting to accept that now is a time for change, now is a time for transition, now is a time to be, you know, taking initiative and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And Two of Pentacles, this talks about balance, going back and forth about something. I also wonder if this is kind of saying you need to start reprioritizing what it is that you need to be doing. Like reevaluating your priorities in your life. Because maybe with the Temperance reverse, like you're placing value on the wrong things right now. You're placing too much focus on the wrong things right now and not enough focus on other things. Right? So maybe you're placing a lot of focus on comfort or on instant gratification or maybe on pleasing certain people, right? Or even on money, right? And maybe you need to be shifting your focus to other things that are actually more fulfilling. Maybe shifting your focus to what you personally want, to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, to that sort of thing. Reevaluating your priorities, getting clear as to what it is that you want to pursue, what you want to do, who you want to be, and how you want to get there. And cutting off anything that just doesn't serve you, cutting off anything that just hasn't been helping you, anything that has been holding you back, sort of thing. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Aquarius. It's really important for you to listen to your intuition, to your gut feeling, even if it's telling you something that you don't want to accept. You know, it's important that you kind of push yourself out of like this sort of denial thing, or like turning your cheek the other way in hopes that you don't have to deal with whatever it is that you have to deal with. It's important that you face these things head on, and so that you can move into the next step in your life. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that resonates. I hope you were able to get something out of this. And with that being said, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey Gemini, can I talk? Let us get right into your reading for you, Gemini. Let's get right into it. If you hear any noises in the background, people are cutting the grass in my neighborhood, so sorry for that inconvenience. That's a lot of cards. I'm not taking those. That was way too many cards. Alrighty, so we have the Three of Wands reversed. We have the Devil reversed. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And Temperance reversed. Oh my god, again with this Temperance shit, dude. So you and Aquarius both got Temperance. Wow, a lot of wands. A lot of wands here. Wands and Pentacles. Alrighty, so where do I begin? Where do I fucking begin? Okay, so Gemini, it seems as though there's some sort of unhealthy or possibly even toxic cycle that you might be in. Maybe it could just be as simple as a bad habit, maybe spending too much money, overindulging in food or certain drinks, you know, I don't know what you be doing. Or maybe it's some sort of over-reliance or over-dependence on something within your life with that Devil card. And it seems like this is something that kind of has a power or a hold over you. And so this kind of suggests that, you know, that has to be worked on, that has to be addressed. And it seems as though this thing, whatever pattern, unhealthy habit, unhealthy thing in your life, it seems as though it is kind of restricting you and your freedom. It's kind of stopping you from exploring yourself and expanding your horizons with that Three of Wands reverse. It seems as though it's keeping you in a certain box or in a certain cage. And so this is suggesting that it's important for you to start implementing the self-discipline in order to get yourself out of this pattern, out of this cycle, so that you can move forward towards a new direction and take on a different approach. Whatever it is that you're doing now, it might not necessarily be working. And so with the Ace of Wands, this could be suggesting that you need to take on a new and different approach. And I also feel like whenever someone tries to bring this up to you, you get really defensive about it. Like you almost like don't want to admit that this is unhealthy for you. Whenever someone tries to bring it up, whenever someone tries to have like an intervention with you or a conversation with you, it's almost as though you kind of shut them down and you don't want to talk about it because you're enjoying the fact that you enjoy this instant gratification, you enjoy this temptation, this pleasure sort of thing. And with Temperance reverse, it's like taking things to extreme. There's a lack of moderation. There's too much of something, or maybe even too little of something. There's excess of something. Maybe you're placing a lot of value on money or on your status, on your repertoire, on your image, on your public image, what the public thinks of you. Maybe you're focusing too much on public opinion, or maybe you're focusing a lot on material things, whether it is money or like, clothing or jewelry, placing a lot of value on that. Again, maybe there's a lot of spending going on, a lot of reckless spending that is just not really helping you. Or maybe it's so interesting because there's the Queen of Pentacles here, and then there's like a person like in front of her, kneeling in front of her. I wonder if it's like they're like cleaning her, like massaging her feet, or like bowing down to her, like being really submissive to her. It's this power struggle. This is some sort of power struggle where someone feels really dominant and they feel really powerful knowing that someone is like they're submissive in some sort of way. But with the Devil card, it seems like this is either taken to extreme, or it's a power struggle or a power dynamic that isn't necessarily healthy. It's like it's having power over someone, and it's not in a great way. It's like taking advantage of them and like using them, and possibly using your looks, possibly using your like sensuality or your sexuality to get whatever it is that you want, to seduce people or to get things out of certain people. And it kind of seems like the power might be getting into your head, and maybe you're getting a little bit too used to that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's someone who's doing this to you. Reverse the roles however way you need to. But it's like, it's a sort of power dynamic here, and I'm not like quite a fan of this. Because it seems like it's being taken to extremes, and it's almost like you might be becoming a little bit too reliant on this and expecting, the things to just be handed to you, when in reality you need to be putting in effort on your own. For example, it's like expecting someone to always give you money for something, right? Like a sugar daddy, for example. Maybe you becoming too reliant on like a sugar daddy sort of dynamic, which, like, I'm not like shaming that. I really don't give a fuck what you do. But if it's to a point where you're becoming so reliant on it, and it's like you depend on it, like this is your like this is what keeps you afloat in life, then that might be worth reconsidering or reevaluating, so that it doesn't end up biting you in the ass in the future. And it doesn't even have to be like a sugar daddy thing. It can literally just be like a power dynamic with like with a friend of yours, or with your parents or something, always expecting them to give you something without really having to work for it, always being expected to be handed things, for things to fall into your lap easily and not having to put in the effort, right? Not wanting to get your hands dirty, essentially. And if that's the case, again, with this Three of Wands, it seems like this is really limiting you and your outlook, and really it's not doing you any sort of favors, because it leads to a sort of complacency, and it leads to a sort of passivity where you expect everything to be handed to you. And then once you're in a situation where no one can help you, or no one can coddle you in some sort of way, you don't know what to do in that situation, because you didn't live through experiences that taught you what to do in those given situations, that didn't give you the experience that you need within those situations. Does that kind of make sense? It kind of just isolates you in a way. And so, yeah, the Ace of Wands is really suggesting like taking on a different approach, or like distancing yourself from this approach a little bit, and finding a way to not be so reliant on these things, not letting these things have a sort of control over you, not letting the power get to your head sort of thing, learning how to be independent, learning how to do things on your own, learning how to you know, make mistakes and that sort of stuff. You know, allowing yourself to live certain things that would teach you the like survival skills, if you will, within a given situation, so that you don't end up having to run to someone else to do the work for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And then Two of Wands, this is like suggesting you needing to get out of your comfort zone. Again, I'm so sorry for the sound outside. You needing to get out of your comfort zone so that you can have new experiences and learn from them, so to speak. So yeah, that is what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. I hope you were able to get something out of this. I hope it resonates. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I will talk to you later. Bye.